Deviance is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is, TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed.
What's happening, Puff? I'll be back to you if JD ain't had enough. Yeah. Jermaine Dupri, king of the pals, if you ask me, baby.
I mean, like, around the neighborhood, we would dance and sing a little bit, but I mean, we really got into it a lot when we met Jermaine Dupri, our producer.
There was a time where I was sipping lean, I was popping pills, I was doing Molly, shrooms, everything, and it was just an escape from.
Then, when you get 18, you get the house, you get the mansion.
Okay, I get the mansion.
Yeah.
Katt Williams is on a tea-spilling spree this 2024. The stand-up comedian who has been wild on the tales of fellow Nollywood stars since 2011 has this time lashed out on lazy colleagues in the entertainment industry for selling their souls for money and fame. Williams' name dropped Bad Boy CEO Diddy as a key figure behind this trend and also called him out over attempts to bribe him into taking part in his infamous freak-offs and gay parties. Williams disclosed on Shannon Sharpe's podcast that he rejected Diddy's $50 million offer 4 times to protect his integrity, but added that many rappers in the entertainment industry who are lazy and like to cut corners took Diddy's ludicrous deal on their way to the top. Recall, this is not the first time Williams has lashed out on Diddy and his predatory ways. Williams once tagged Diddy as Jermaine Dupri's accomplice in the grooming Mendy's boy duo, crisscrossed to the crazy extent that Chris Kelly, one half of the duo, eventually OD'd and died in 2013. We will look at these allegations and others carefully, but...
What's happening, Puff? I'll be back to you if JD ain't had enough. Yeah. Jermaine Dupri, king of the pals, if you ask me, baby.
Obviously, Williams coming out with dirt on stars of the entertainment industry is a one-to-many fight, and as you would expect, a host of rappers and Nollywood stars have responded to Williams over his damning allegations, citing him jealous and bitter over their success. Some even cited mental illness and drugs as Williams' reasons for saying the things that he had said, but interestingly, none of them have called Williams a liar, not a single one. It is as though they all wanted to attack Williams' credibility as the person making these things and not the actual content of Williams' allegations. Also, here is one thing that I have noticed. Since Cassie Ventura filed her lawsuit against Diddy for sexual abuse last November, which has been seen by many as the beginning of Diddy's eventual fall from grace, there has not been any top star coming out to Diddy's defense yet. That is pretty odd for a man known to spend a significant chunk of his time partying and shopping with many of the industry's finest players on a usual basis, don't you think?
Some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans, Jodeci, Mary J. Blige. They didn't know nothing about this shit.
Oh.
I was having a good time. You know what I mean?
Well, delving into Williams' claims about Diddy's closeted sexuality, I think by now we have enough reasons to believe that Diddy is gay, and for that matter, bisexual, which is quite not the problem. In fact, even if, say, Diddy has been fooling the industry and the whole world that he is into women when he is actually a man lover, that is not as serious as having to think that Diddy and other powerful people in the industry have been preying on young rappers and actors like Williams asserted. Now, that is the real problem. I mean, life as a young rapper can be very challenging, especially when you are chasing your first contract with a major record label. Even Jay-Z, who started his rap journey at age 24, experienced this frustration, which prompted him to establish his own label. So, imagine that after trying so hard as a young rapper, you finally get one producer like Diddy who hears your demo, tells you how much he vibed with it, and promises to sign you, but on one condition. And what is that? You grant him sexual favors. Clearly, you are going to have mixed feelings, and so you would want to take a step back to explore other options. But sorry for you, you go to the next producer and it is the same problem. No sexual favors, no contract. This is exactly how Williams painted the entertainment industry on that Shannon Sharp podcast. Really appalling,
These big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
I mean, for decades, you always wondered why the lives of rappers followed a simple pattern. They either did drugs, played multiple women, had baby mama issues, died mysteriously from or clashed with the law. And the assumption all these years has been that all these unfortunate events came with the job that they do, but little did we know that they have all been receiving grooming lessons from Diddy and his many accomplices. How messed up can things be? There is this story on Usher, whom Diddy started mentoring as early as 14. You have probably already heard tales of Usher's mom once confronting Diddy over grooming his son into gay.
Usher and Diddy was caught doing some stuff, allegedly.
Well, there is also a story on Justin Bieber, who was closer to Usher back then in 2008. Usher later linked Bieber up with Diddy in 2009.
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, you know, where we hanging out and what we doing.
And within 48 hours after meeting Bieber, Diddy promised 15-year-old Bieber a new Lamborghini and a mansion provided Bieber kept on hanging out with him. Makes you wonder what at all a young Bieber did for Diddy to be showered with these promises. And to make it clear, this is not an attack on Bieber's talent or anything. He is a great artist, but having battled drug and alcohol addiction right from when he could first hold a mic, his addictions worsened after he met Usher and Diddy. It cannot be a coincidence that when Bieber later decided to get sober, he stopped hanging out with Diddy and Usher. Well, lucky for Bieber, who is now 29, he eventually made it out of the mess and turned his life around. A rare second chance Chris Kelly would have fancied. Part of Williams' damning allegations against Diddy is he being an accomplice in Jermaine Dupri's grooming of Chris Cross. Williams' allegations have traces in Cassie's lawsuit from 2 months ago, which stated that Diddy sometimes pumped her up on drugs whenever he fancied, especially during their freak-offs. So, here is the Chris Cross story according to Williams. Dupri, king of pedophiles Williams calls him, discovered the boy do in 1991. Disguised under the pretext of loving their sound, Dupri signed them onto his So-So Def records. And because the boys, Chris Kelly and Chris Smith, were so young at the time, they took Dupri as a father figure. This meant Dupri not only coached them musically, but also got involved in their personal lives. And that is exactly how Dupri influenced and introduced the boys to drugs as performance enhancement solutions. Given that Chris Cross were child celebrities who had to face the test of maturity and aging, they must have been pretty naive and concerned, making them follow Dupri's lead.
I can tell you who he had his first drink with. I can tell you who he's with when he had sex with somebody who put him up to that. You know, everything he did, he thought that he was getting away with something, things with adults. And I was like, yo, we're not helping me out.
A bad lead that proved to be after Chris Kelly OD'd on drugs in 2013. In all this, according to Williams, Diddy was there, having remained Dupri's lifelong friend. Taking you into another dimension of Williams' allegations, there is this highlight. The theory of industry plants those who cut corners to get to the top screams loud. And that is extremely horrifying news for all those hardworking, talented artists and actors out there needing opportunities. You see, Diddy cannot be the only victim in all these. He cannot possibly make sexual advancements to all stars in the industry. At some point, there are others who would come to him because the offer of fame and money is too good to look past. How did I get here? You see, Williams has long been bashing out at Kevin Hart and Steve Harvey, labeling the former an industry plant who has had all his deal pre-signed before coming to Los Angeles. On Harvey, Williams claims the TV host has been pimping out his stepdaughter Lori out to big names in the entertainment industry for favors and clout. And guess what common character these two actors all have in their stories? Diddy. For Hart, You have probably already heard of his encounters with Diddy and him being a regular attendant at Diddy's infamous gay parties, right? Yep, let me leave that right there. As for Harvey, on more than one occasion, there have been reports of unrest in his home with his biological children clashing with stepdaughter Lori. And as it turns out, Harvey, who has been ever present in Lori's life, does not give his biological daughters the same affection. I mean, it does not make sense, right? To love somebody's child more than your own. Well,
I didn't really have my dad full-time into my life until I was 16, right?
Well, that is what you believe, but for Harvey, that is necessary for survival. How so? It appears Harvey's special princess treatment of Lori has a prize to it, even though Lori is naturally alluring. And so, according to Williams, because the entertainment industry is full of predators and pedophiles. These same people wield the most power, including Diddy. Harvey is able to link Lori up with these industry giants for his own commercial favors. Man, those are some wild accusations. But let me take you through some memory freshening up. Remember when photos emerged of Diddy and Lori going out, holding hands? That was so random given that it had only been a few months since Kim Porter died. Also, there was a wide 28 years gap between the two, which did not even make sense. Add those to the fact that Lori used to date Diddy's son Justin. How do you even deal with that?
Mark Curry was touring with him 25 years ago. He was making $3,000 a show in cash and doing 5 shows a week. They just tell the stories. Thanks to my wife, I'm where I am. You said that about the first wife. You forget that? You told us it was her. Then you went and married somebody else that think like a man.
Steve Harvey, according to Katt Williams, was at the center of all this, linking Lori up with Diddy for his own gains. It is all never some coincidence, not at all. Diddy must really be feeling the heat in these last months, but if Diddy happens to be even a fraction of all what people have said about him so far, then I think we have really got to pray for Katt Williams. Seriously. For a man like Diddy, known to be very ruthless, like his former bodyguard describes him, and for Katt Williams to have come to rat him out like that. Katt Williams must have really prepared well enough. I hope, because this tea he has been spilling is one that I would love to see the end of. But what do you all think about these allegations? Given the accusations and lawsuits Diddy has had to fight within these last few weeks, do you honestly believe Diddy's end is drawing near? Or just like how powerful everyone describes him to be, he is going to get through all these as just another hurdle on the road? Well, whatever be the outcome, one thing remains, that his legacy and name, once considered best in the game, would now be receiving some negative reviews.